Hello, I'd like to talk about the temperature and heat experiment. In this experiment, we have a thermometer that has the accuracy required to get meaningful results. However, the actual experiment data, the change, is not extremely big. So we really need to perform this experiment carefully in order to get the proper outcome, the results. We are going to measure temperature with a digital thermometer, and we're going to mix ice and water, stir them, and measure the temperature change. Um, if you have ice we have usually not that cold, so it's really important that you practice this experiment at least 3 times before you actually perform and take data. If you just take data the first time, you may not be experienced enough to carry out all these different actions as soon as possible. That is the only way we can get meaningful results. So I highly recommend you practice the experiment, the operation a few times. Um, okay, so that's the experiment. So basically, we're going to build a calorimeter. When we build a calorimeter, we need 2 layers of cups. 2 layers is for using the air in between to insulate. And we have a digital thermometer, so we can also use the digital thermometer to uh, measure the temperature change. First, we add water, then we add ice. What's really important is the next part is that you cover it as much as possible and you stir it rather quickly. But when you stir it quickly, you also have to be careful not to break the cup. And so when you stir, the temperature start to become uniform in that volume. And this measurement is meaningful only when the temperature is uniform. So stirring effectively is very important in this experiment. So in summary, I want you to make sure that you practice the operation a few times and until you are very fluent in carrying out the experiment. And secondly, you want to stir effectively so that the temperature is uniform. With the equipment we have, we still can get meaningful results. If you practice 3 times, if 3 times doesn't work, practice 5 times. When you carry out all the operations in a seamless way, then we can get meaningful results. As if you're using the really, really expensive calorimeters, because calorimeter is a very accurate and sensitive equipment. What we are using is approximate, so skill is important in this case. That's what I'm trying to say. I believe you can perform this experiment and get meaningful results.